I've been wearing false lashes for about 2 years now, and throughout these last 2 years, I really feel like I've honed this down to a science. So if you want to see me go from this to this, make sure that you stay tuned, and I really hope that you enjoy this video and learn a lot. We're going to be getting real up close and personal with my eyeballs in today's video. The first thing I want to do to make sure that my lashes stick on really well and last the full 7 days is to cleanse the area and get rid of any extra makeup or oils that might be on my lashes. To do that, I'm going to be using witch hazel. I'm going to take a disposable mascara wand and just dip it into the witch hazel. And then I'm going to brush through my lashes and just remove any extra oil and makeup that might be in that area. This will also help to kind of dehydrate the lash area so that the glue sticks really well. I suppose I should have warned you. But if you're squeamish about eyeballs, this is probably not the video for you, but I do at least hope that you find it very educational and helpful in your own lash journey. Alright, next up is going to be the glue, and honestly I don't even know what brand this is, but I'll link it down below. I just got it from Amazon based off of another recommendation from another YouTuber, and I have no idea who it was anymore, but I've been using this for quite a while and I've really come to enjoy it. I think it works super well and just seals everything in great. It's also just a really cheap option, so I appreciate that as well. I'm going to start with the bond side of it, and you want to start right at the root of the lash and mostly just get it on the root. It's okay if you get it further up the lashes, but it's just kind of unnecessary. Mostly want it right at the root. I also really love that this stuff dries so incredibly fast. So immediately I'm going to go on to my next step, and this one I just think is essential. Anytime I've tried doing it without this glue, they just do not last. I'm going to use Lashify's Bondage with Charcoal Flex to really just ensure that these lashes stay on my natural lash for at least a week. Something about the formula of this is just unreplaceable. I've tried other products from Lashify and none of them work as well as this one does for me. Once again, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm mostly just trying to focus the product on the base of my lashes. For the lashes themselves, I'm going to be using the brand Calalis. I think that's how you say it. I've tried multiple other brands of this on Amazon as well, and every single time I've just been disappointed or there was something I didn't like about it, and these are so cheap. I'll put the price in the corner here so you can see just how cheap they are. I'll also break down how much it costs per use based off of the number of lashes that I use. So I'm going to start with the 10mm one, and I'm going to put it right on the inside corner. If you go too far to the inside corner, it's just not going to stay very long. It'll last for a couple days, but that's about it. And then I'm going to take one of the 12mm ones and put that on the outside corner. And it's the same concept. You don't want to go too close to the outside corner, otherwise they're just not going to last very long. They'll come off in a couple of days. You also want to stay kind of far away from your lash line itself. I've noticed if I get it too close to the lash line, then it just kind of feels like something's stabbing me in the eye all day long. Usually by the second day it's fine, so I don't fully remove them. I just kind of tolerate it for a day. Next, I'm going to use a 14mm one, and I'm going to put that right in the center. You always want to pick it up from the spine when you're peeling it off, and then once I've got it from the spine, then I switch it over and I just grab it kind of from the further up the lashes. And then I'm going to take this and just put it right in the middle. Once again, don't go too close to the lash line or it's just going to bug you all day long. So I've already got a pretty good base going here. Got my 3 lashes on. I know it's a great look. And I only need 2 more. So for those, you can put it directly on, but I've noticed it helps to just kind of place some glue right on the lash itself. I'm basically just brushing the glue right on the base of the spine on this as well from the stem. And then I'm going to take the 12mm one and put it right overlapping the previous 10mm and the 14. Then I'm going to grab a 14mm. 14 is the longest I go. The 12s just seem too short for me, and the 16s are like way too long. So I'm going to do the same process of just putting some of the glue on the very right up against the spine here. That'll be just enough to coat it so it lasts a nice long time. I'm going to take this one and overlap the 14 that I did earlier and the 12. I always like using the butt end of my tweezers to just kind of stick it up there a little bit more, because I don't want to get too much glue on the tweezers themselves. Otherwise, the lashes are going to stick to the tweezers instead of my eyeball. All right, now that that's on, it's time to seal it and fuse everything together. I'm going to be using this cheapo wand that I got, and so I'm going to use the seal side of this. I'm just going to take my fancy little lash tweezers here and squeeze it up and down the side of this to really coat it in the seal. And then I'll use this to fuse everything. Now, Lashify does have a lash tweezers as well, and I had read really great things about it and everybody loved it so much. And so finally one day I caved and I bought the Lashify one, and I was so disappointed. This one just squeezes so much better, and so I feel like it's giving me a much better fuse than the other one was. But that's it! Already done with the first eye, and it did not take very long at all. I know that sometimes people will take the seal side and just like brush it on like a mascara. I think it's completely unnecessary, and I feel like this gets it much deeper into all the cracks and crevices. So now it's time to go ahead and do the other eye. I cannot do both eyes at the same time because the glue just dries too quickly. So I'm going to start once again with the Bond side and get it in at the base of my lashes. You'll see that I got some glue on my eyelid itself. I'll just use like an eye makeup remover later, or just apply some shadow right on top of it. Now that I have that on, I'm going to go in with the Bondage from Lashify. I have tried a few different brands of lashes, and I keep coming back to these. Not only are they the cheapest ones I've tried, but I also really appreciate how they feel. There's another brand that I was using for a while, but it just felt like they were almost too thick. Like I could kind of see them and they would give me headaches. I just felt like it was kind of like obscuring my vision. And I know they say beauty is pain, but that was too much for me. So I'm going in with the 10mm lash and putting that right on the inside corner again. Trying to kind of match where I put the last one, but I'm not going to be too specific or worried about it because no one's ever going to notice that my lashes are like a couple millimeters off from each other. I'm going to use the 12mm lash, put that on the outside corner, but once again, don't go too far to the outside because as you sleep, they're going to move around just a little bit, and if you get it too far to the outside, it's just going to move right off. And then I'll use the 14mm, grabbing it from the spine, and then re-gripping closer to the edge of the lash and putting it right in between the two. Glue is already drying. I can kind of feel it sticking to my lower lashes if I blink too hard. All right, I'm gonna go in with my Lashify wand and apply some extra glue to a 12mm lash to put on the inside section. I'll put this one right here. Oh, I touched it with the wrong end. This really isn't as hard as you might think it is. It's so simple. I'm gonna go in with a 14mm one. Honestly, the hardest part of this whole process is filming it. It takes me like no time at all to do on a regular day. All right, so I've got them all placed. Time to go in and seal them all. And that's it. Lashes are done for the entire week. So I love every morning I wake up and I just feel a little bit more put together without putting in any work. To remove them, it's so simple. I just use Mary Kay's oil-free eye makeup remover. I don't know if you guys have heard of this stuff, but it is so popular that one of them is sold every 5 seconds across the entire globe. So that's pretty crazy. I already shook this one up just a little bit, but if you look at it, you can see that it's split into 2 different layers. So there's one layer that'll take up eye makeup that's waterproof, and one layer that'll take off makeup that isn't. And so you just take it and you shake it and it blends the whole thing together, and put it on a cotton round, hold it on for like, I don't know, a few seconds, and it'll wipe right off. It leaves no extra residue. I've tried other products kind of similar to this one, specifically for removing lashes, and yes, they remove lashes, but they've always burned my eyes and it really bugged me. So this is by far my favorite way to remove the lashes. And then just for taking off my eye makeup at the end of the day, I use this as well. So I just put it on half of a cotton round and I just swipe really close to it. And then if I have like any residue left really close to my lashes, I'll put some on a Q-tip and it'll just wipe right off. It's really gentle. It doesn't feel greasy or oily. It doesn't smell weird. I really, really love the formula of this. So if you're looking for an eye makeup remover, hands down recommend that one, and I'll link it down below too. thank you so much for joining. I really hope that you found this very helpful. Oh my gosh, look at Winnie. Are you comfy like that? Yeah? Whatever it takes. I'm glad you found a spot you love. Thanks for hanging out with Winnie and I, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!